Alright, so here's what we're looking for on ETH. Let me pull a chart up for you. Oh man, that's gonna be so slow now.
Alexa, pause.
Alright. I have to pause it. Alright, so you see this downtrend right here? No. This downtrend, we want to find a breakout from it. So we've got this support line right here. You got this wick right here. There's another one. The other wick closed real close to it, so that's a pretty decent little support area. Um, what I'm hoping for is that we'll get a bounce. Let's see, you see these are 30-minute candles, so each one of these candles is 30 minutes. We should see in the next hour or two, this is gonna keep going down, and it's probably gonna find support at this line, and then it's gonna just keep going up and down within this little triangle. You know, we could zoom in a little bit. Um, but the idea is what we want to wait for is to make sure that this is a good support line and that this next candle is going to move out to here. So kind of what we're hoping for is we'll probably get another green candle that's going to bring it with a wick out here. Um, the wick is the little top line there. Um, but it's probably going to keep going within this little triangle until it reaches the end here. Now, this is known as a bullish flag continuation, or sorry, a bullish pennant continuation pattern. Um, Generally, what that means is that uh, this move right here is going to be copied here. So what we can do is draw a line here, and shoot, it's a pretty big move. Oh, look at that. Actually, take this line, and we can copy and paste it over here. So once it breaks out of that pattern, we can reasonably expect Ethereum to move up here to about 0.1729. Um, that's crazy, bro. That's gonna bring Ethereum over way over $400. It'd be pushing $500. What is that? Shit, man, that's crazy. 0.1729. Current price of Bitcoin's about 2,700 last time I checked. Yeah, it's gonna bring Ethereum well over $400. Um, and I don't have a whole lot of time to look at the US dollar chart, but I'm betting we'd probably find something similar there. So this is kind of the big move that we're looking for, and this should happen today, as long as this doesn't break down over here. So the reason I'm showing you this is because there's also the possibility, I tell you to just buy it here, but there is a possibility that this support doesn't hold and that we end up getting something like that. And I mean, theoretically, if it does break down below, I mean, it's not likely, but if it does break down, it's not going to find support until probably this last thing over here. That's probably the last support line. There's a lot of support here. So I mean, theoretically, it could fall all the way down here. So we don't want to buy it until we know that the support line is going to hold. So the way we know this is this trend here. It's been trading within this range for most of the day. In fact, all of the day. Ever since it went up here, it hasn't traded above this range yet. So if it does bounce off of here, and we get the next candle opens down here, as you can see, it's already trying to test this resistance line, support line. So it's probably going to bounce off of that, go back up here, form another wick. The next candle will open around here, close down here, and then probably in the next couple of hours, going to hit this. It's gonna break out. And then the way we're going to know is we're going to see a huge volume spike like this one, except it's going to be a lot bigger. It's probably going to be right around this area on the volume chart. So if the volume spikes and then we get a big price spike like this, what we'll be looking to do is buy around the support again. because it's going to spike up here. It'll probably find resistance at this high over here, and then it's going to retrace back down. So we don't want to buy it yet, but ideally we're going to be looking at a position something around here. I'm just going to pick a random area. You know, this is a decent little support area. So we'll put our stop loss down here underneath the big support line, but then we can put our target profit up here where where this line ends, this trend, this copy that I drew. So we can actually bring this target way up here. And what you'll notice is that we're looking at a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So it's like you bet 10, 15 bucks on this, you might lose 5%, you know, a dollar, but you'd be looking at making, you know, 5 times, so like 25 bucks. You know, you willing to risk a dollar to make $25? You know, if we get that kind of bounce, I'd be reasonably sure that that's going to happen today. Um, so that's kind of what I'd be urging you to look for. If you see it bounce off this support line and then break out of this trend, we'd be looking to buy back in as it's gonna find resistance here. Let me draw that out. It's gonna find resistance there, and then it's probably going to come back down into this area. In fact, I could use the fib tool to actually kind of approximate a buy area for you too. So what we'd be looking for is be looking for a buy right here on the 61.8 at about 0.1411. So yeah, about exactly where I drew this. Um, so the buy would be 0.141. You'd have a stop loss at 0.1346, and then our target's going to be up here at 0.172. And that should happen today. Honestly, I don't see any reason that wouldn't happen. But you don't buy it. See, look, and let's actually zoom in a little bit because this candle's already falling. So this is going to be a big test area right here. Does this candle end up closing below the support line? If it does, then this support line is invalid. See, look, there it goes more. That's what that's why we want to be sure that we're going to break out of this, because it could. Yeah, it looks like it's actually going to find support down there. So, we might get a little bit more time actually. That's good because this thing was happening pretty fast. So, let me get rid of these supports, and then this triangle is still here, but instead of it getting a bounce as I was just talking about, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, and then the compression is going to occur around here. This is where our big wave, our breakout would be expected, and then we'd get a bounce off the resistance line there at the top. So up to here, and let me grab this guy, move him over here. So I mean, yeah, kind of ugly little chart, but you kind of get the idea. Um, and yeah, looks like, yeah, we'll see. I think that support line is going to hold. ETH has been super bullish. So, but if it does break down, I mean, like I said, we're looking at a retracement down to here. And if it gets down to here, I mean, that's a golden buy point right there, dude. Golden. I mean, oh boy, I'd love to buy it down there. Shoot. Too bad I got stuff to do today. There's a lot of money to be made in this little trade today. I would just buy it, but I have to monitor. I have to make sure it finds support down here. But yeah, we got a bunch of little support lines here. We could say here. Another one down here. About that. So yeah. Yeah, it looks like we might get the opportunity. We'll see. It depends on where this candle closes. If we get a long wick and the bulls take back over and push this thing up, this is going to be a pretty strong support line. That's what we're going to be looking for. But don't buy it until it bounces and then breaks out of this triangle. draw the triangle. Like, we just don't know what it's going to do. You can't predict the market 100%, but you can get a decent idea of what it's going to do based on these patterns. So like, it's going to come down here, but hopefully the bulls will take, well, it's making new lows, man. So I think we're likely actually going to get, we're actually going to get that retracement all the way down. You see, we can draw, we can pull this trend line out to here, the next support line. Then what we're actually looking at this. So if we get a bounce here, and we're just looking for the breakout. That's what we're looking for. Once it breaks out of here and the candle itself closes, not a wick, the candle itself closes outside of this trend, then we're looking for the, because it's always going to go up and then down. So when it goes back down and finds support, that's when we buy it, because then it's headed up here. So that's our, and we're gonna have to revise this target a little bit depending on where our entry is. We yeah, I think it's not gonna find support until this area, so that's what I'm shooting for now. Could even get a little bit lower, but we just want to wait until the breakout. We don't buy until it breaks out. So that's all for now. I got stuff to do today, guys.